Hello everyone, and welcome back to Diablo Immortal with Terry. I figured, because, well, the warships is a little bit bugged right now and I'm not sure if I can actually successfully record some footage, I'll give you a bit of a further look into the closed alpha of Diablo Immortal. Because right now, again, we're still in the closed alpha, I think only if you're in Australia you can actually get access to the game. So we'll look a little bit further. First of all, we'll quickly go through the available character classes. Now, you've seen in the first episode my Barbarian, but there are more character classes. Now, the Barbarian is a close-range damage dealer, so it's all about smashing things. But the next one would be the Wizard. And the Wizard is more of a, well, as you would imagine, not a close-range fighter, but more of a long-range spellcaster of sorts, and relies on spell combos and these kind of effects to deal damage, but isn't very good at close range. Then next up we have the Demon Hunter. And the Demon Hunter is also a long-range character. Only that they don't deal necessarily in spells, but more in, crossbow-related things. Think of it a little bit like a rogue sort of character. Can lay traps, can move quickly, can be stealthy, these sort of things. Then we have the Monk. And the Monk seems to be, and I haven't really tried any of these because you don't actually get to see their stats or anything, or their skills unless you actually try out to play it. But the Monk seems to be more of a team character, a bit of healing, a lot of unarmed combat going on there, and that sort of mix. And lastly, we have the Crusader. And for the Crusader, it's all about armor and defense. Now, the Barbarian on close range doesn't have all that much in terms of armor, but the Barbarian is very good at, well, with one of the skills that he has, to actually heal himself while he is attacking and drain life out of the enemy. Whereas the Crusader is all about blocking and shield work and this sort of thing. Now, there are synergies between the character classes. And if you are playing in team setups, that might actually really make a difference. But you can play most of the game on solo, and you can play most of the dungeons on solo, and you don't have necessarily to play as a team, but you can. So you similar to things like World of Warcraft, you can use synergy effects. Like, for example, you could use a Crusader class to block enemies. You could use Barbarian to do a lot of damage, and you could use things like a Wizard to do range damage, a Monk for support, and a Demon Hunter also for things like skirmishing and range. So there's definitely ways to use the synergy between these things. But for now, we're back with Eirik, our Barbarian. And Eirik has leveled up a little bit because, I've been test playing. This is an alpha test after all. So let's have a very quick look at the equipment and how this all works, because I do have a bit more of an understanding now of how this is all hanging together. So for starters, he looks like King Leonidas and Shredder had a child, if you know what I mean. He has a lot more items now. Now, there are, I think, 4 levels of items that I've seen so far. So you have these kind of you have kind of the standard items, which have then I see it on the right here, which are just standard items. They have nothing special. They have no powers, nothing. They just give you a bonus to things like damage or defense or something like that. You have enchanted items, which give you attributes, because once again you are not actually leveling up your attributes as your character, but you are leveling up the attributes by equipping items that give you attributes. For example, that axe over there would give me plus 25 vitality, which gives me life. So that's an enchanted item. Then we do have the golden ones here, which are kind of better than the enchanted ones. Now the enchanted ones can equip gems. So for example, if we look over here at that amber blade sash that I'm wearing around my waist here, you see that it's got 3 sockets and there are actually gems in there. Now the gems are upgradable, whereas the equipment itself is not upgradable, but the gems are giving me bonuses, and I can upgrade the gems independently and socket more than, I've seen somewhere between 1 and 3. Sometimes they don't have sockets, but sometimes they do have sockets for gems. So that's something that just generally improves the overall stats of that thing by adding gems to it. Now then the next one we're looking at are things like the golden ones here, like the cunning breaches of obsession, which is what my trousers are called. And these are giving attributes, they're giving some upgrades, and they oftentimes have magical abilities. So for example, this one here reduces enemy damage from nearby enemies by 4%, which is great. Plus, you can also put gems in them, but not the same gems that you would put in the regular enchanted items, but you have to put legendary gems in them. So in this one, for example, the Black Rose gem, which you can then once again upgrade, will give 25% of the base attributes increase, and there's a 15% chance that if somebody's attacking me, they get immobilized, which is great, right? So once again, and then if you upgrade the gems, these effects get better as well. And then lastly, we have I think they're called legendary items, but it's this kind of reddish copper color here. So for example, the big axe, that huge axe that you see me carrying in my hand here, that looks like some form of nightmare, some form of butcher's nightmare or something out of Resident Evil, is called Stonefall. And it's kind of like the golden items. So you can again put gems into them, and they have these magical abilities. Like this increases all my damage by 3%, and it gives me attributes and more attributes. But it also has a legendary effect. So in this case, it buffs my big hammer smashy spell, or skill really, because there's not really spells in here, but more like skills that you can socket. It buffs the damage by 10%, which is good. And these things, as well as the golden ones, are actually upgradable. So you see this is a rank 2, that's why it has all these attribute bonuses. If I upgrade it more, I get a better rank out of it. So on my head, I have a very, very good helmet, and I actually managed to find a very nice piece of armor. Its magic ability is not very useful for me right now, because it says if I die, my party members will gain some life. Well, first of all, I've never died in this game so far, and I generally play solo, so it's not super useful for that. But it's still a really, really nice thing that gives me more attributes and all kinds of useful stuff. Alright, sorry, our neighbors decided that now was a good time to use a combustion engine driven lawn cutter downstairs, which is a bit of a problem if you're trying to record, because you don't really hear anything. But I hope he's finished. So where were we? I just had a 15-minute break to let him finish down there. Yes, so all in all, I have a bunch of legendary armor pieces, and the way you're getting to these stats, and here you see my overall stats. So I have 16,000 health, I do about 1,500 points of damage, and I've got no intelligence whatsoever because I'm a barbarian, but I am very strong and very vital, and got a bunch of other attributes going on here. So this, in a nutshell, is the way that you're leveling up your character. You find things, you find better gear. That's really what it all comes down to. So it's all about the gear. Without the gear, you don't have all that much to go with, besides your skills. And again, once more, this is unique per character class. You have 4 skill slots and 1 primary slot. For the primary, you usually have 2 choices. In this case, it's the frenzy attack, which means that while you're going on and attacking, you get faster and faster to a certain point. And the lacerate attack, which is the basic you start with. And I'm still on this one just because it actually heals 20 on every 3rd hit. It's healing 15% of damage done back to me, which is extremely useful because you can just literally smash your way through stuff. Now, you do have a whole range of skills, and I haven't unlocked all of them yet, as you can see. But you have a whole range of skills that you can fit into your four skill slots, which allows you for a little bit of individuality around the build. Because no longer is there a system of, you know, like finding spell books and learning spells and upgrading spells and such. The skills are upgrading by themselves as they go, as you rank up. And you gain new skills. So right now I have the secondary skills of the Whirlwind, which is a spinny axe attack round thing. I've got a big hammer, which, as you can again see here, is actually increased from my legendary equipment in terms of effectiveness. And you have the cleave attack, which does like a bit of bleeding damage. And I actually have a sprint buff right now that I can use to move more quickly. And I think they're starting to mow the lawn again, so we'll see how this goes downstairs. If it gets too noisy, I'll have to take a break again. But for now, let's go with that. Right, so we have made our way into the city of Westmarch. So if we, I don't actually know, can I? No, I don't want to drop a pin. I want to, yeah, here's the world map, and I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. This is currently the world map. There's Wortham, where we started. There's the cemetery, the Darkwood, went through that. There's Westmarch over here. There's still a bunch of more locations to explore, and I would assume that they will have additional locations that are unlocking. So there's a desert. I have been to the desert. I haven't been to the tundra or to the mountain. But yeah, in terms of general storyline, I think there's still probably more to come. But right now we're in the city of Westmarch, which is kind of the main city around here. Which is big and has a lot of really useful people. Also, this is and again, I don't know if you've seen my first video on this, but I'm running on ultra graphics with 60 FPS, which means that I am stressing my device here, and this is so far I think the only place where I've seen some frame drops. And again, still this is closed alpha, so not really that much going on yet, but this is the only place where I have seen the occasional frame drop, like right there, but it's really nothing big. Other than that, the game runs extremely smoothly. So I'm talking to the blacksmith here, and I just want to get rid of and salvage the items that I don't need. So all these items here, and I'm gonna get scrap materials, which I need to upgrade my other items. So if I'm salvaging these, okay, and we will see if we can upgrade something. But yeah, I'm still short on scrap materials for this and this and this and this and this and this. So I don't have enough scrap materials for any of these. But then I could upgrade them, which gives me better attributes. So that's kind of how the attribute leveling works, by upgrading your equipment.
I hope that can help.
Okay, what are we going to do next? Let's actually go into one of the dungeons. So while you can do the storyline, one of the interesting features that you have here in the city is what they call rifts. So these are challenge dungeons that you can go in solo or as a team. They're not related to the story in any way. You're just kind of like going to another dimension, and you get something out of it at the end. So for example, here's the challenge rift, and we have the elder rift over here. And there is, you get good stuff out of these. There's a whole system where you can get runes, which allow you to craft crystals, and where you get certain you can buy shields to boost the amount of stuff that you get out of the dungeons, and all kinds of things, multiple currencies and whatnot. But for now, let's head down into the challenge rift, which apparently gets more difficult every single time. So we're now going for difficulty level 6, and you can see we get some scrap materials. We get some honor, which is a currency actually, that lets you get crests, which you can use for the Elder Rift to get better stuff, gems and all kinds of stuff. And it gives me some runes which I can use to craft gems, or not me, but I can, if I find a gem merchant or a jeweler, then they can do that for me. So this is just kind of like a nice side. It's not even a side quest, I'd say. These usually are quick, so let's go in there. They don't usually take all that long. But I am going alone. You can go in teams, but so far I'm just really going alone. So we have to be quick, actually. These are timed somewhat, so the quicker you are, the better. So just kill everything until the Guardian shows up. And once you get to the boss, like the Rift Guardian is the boss, then you get to defeat him, and once you've defeated him, then you have then you get whatever reward comes out of this rift. So I don't know these enemies. These are different. These are new types. I haven't seen these before, but as you can see, the approach with the barbarian still is they seem to be mages of some sorts. Oh yeah, this guy. He's throwing. He's like an earthbender or something. Mages are generally problematic for me because I don't have a high magic resistance, but it's usually not a huge issue. And as you can see, thanks to the like leeching skill of sorts that I have, I am actually regaining my health as quickly as I lose it. Plus the big guy. What is this? I have no idea. Well, I'm just gonna hit it. It's punching back. Oh, ow. Okay, stop punching me. Are you behind a shield or something? Okay, I can I? Yeah, I can definitely hit him. And he seems dead. So, yeah, thanks to this skill, I actually constantly regenerate health, and I find this class very easy. I have tried the Demon Hunter, and it's a little bit more difficult to play, but also not very difficult. The general difficulty is very easy on this game so far. I haven't really found a huge challenge, as I was used from Diablo 1, which was comparatively a lot more difficult. But this has been very casual so far. Very easy going. These blue shiny guys here, by the way, I think they drop extra experience. But other than that, they're just probably a little bit harder. But yeah, I generally run into everything, and then I get this rift progress. The other thing that's worth mentioning, when I'm using my primary attack, I'm building up a meter. You can see it right next to it there. I'm building up a meter towards like an ultimate attack, and I'm usually saving that up for the boss. Where does this continue? Over here. Have I been over here yet? Oh, this is new. Okay, more people to kill. Yeah, so I'm generally saving up the final attack for the beast mode, so to say, for the final boss, and it makes it a little bit easier of defeating them. Okay, I'm just gonna slam these. They do drop these health globes, but honestly, I really don't need them. And yeah, again, you're actually timed, so I can't show it to you right now because again the expandy doesn't work. But you are actually timed in such that I think the faster you are, the more rewards you get. So you do want to rush through this as quickly as you can and not necessarily take your time. Oh, big guy again. Big shield handy guy. We'll just smash him to bits, and he's dead. I have seen the goat people from the original Diablo, so if anybody's ever played the original Diablo 1 and remembers these people, but I've seen these. that was a nice, and a lot of the sounds and the audio is actually really reminiscent of the original Diablo, which I really like. I don't know if this was a thing in 2 or 3 as well, but it makes me nostalgic about it. Let's put it that way. Okay, so let's see that we can, as quickly as possible, get all these people smashed to bits. There's some people up there. Let's go up the stairs and just smash it through all of them. Spinny, and drop a big hammer on them. Okay, you see now my ultimate ability is available. Okay, and there comes the Rift Guardian. So is he over up? That's over there. Okay, come out. So ultimate ability up, and let's hit him in the face. And I'm just gonna really use my primary attack here to just do some damage. Oh, until he is starting to spawn minions, and then I can use things like Spinny to, because he does stun me, but I can use the Spinny to just get rid of them. And then you're just wearing this guy down. So I think at this point you're no longer on the timer, but you are just, he's dropping some health globes, so this is all easy. But you are just gonna have to defeat this guy or girl, actually. I think this Rift Guardian is firmly of the female persuasion and is dead now. So we got our rewards for the Rift, and we are going to return to Westmarch because we are done with this Rift. Now the challenge Rifts, I think, are not necessarily dropping items. But let's have a quick look. No, they haven't dropped any items. It's really just for these consumables and honor and scrap materials and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, let's see quickly if we can upgrade something after this. But as you can see, this wasn't super challenging. I might just keep doing that, and they should get more difficult every single time you try. So eventually you will run into something that's difficult. But the Elder Rift is the one that's actually giving you the items. And let's just see, blacksmith. Can we upgrade something? Yeah, we can actually. So let's upgrade our axe, because that gives us additional 8 strength and vitality. So it costs us almost all our scrap plus some of the enchanted dust things here. But it is one of my legendary items, so I want to get that. You can transfer these ranks actually. So if you happen to find a better one, you can go and transfer the rank without having to do anything. So you don't have to pay a price for that. Yeah. So this is Diablo Immortal. There's again a story mission. I haven't really gone and decided yet that I want to do a story walkthrough. Because it's still in closed alpha, and all the things are still subject to change. And also B, it's not all the voice lines are there, and stuff is generally a little bit on the sketchy side still occasionally. I mean, it's not broken or anything. Like everything seems to be working just fine, but not everything is complete. Let me put it this way. And if I want to do a story walkthrough, I would like it to be as as complete as possible. So I'm probably going to wait until it goes into the full release, and then I might do a full playthrough. So here now I can actually buy I could buy a mystery legend. No, I don't have enough. I could buy some gems or other kind of things. Don't know what this is. It's a charm. No idea what it's good for. There's just a huge amount of stuff that you could that you can explore and do. And there are clans, and you can team up. And there are things to do beyond the level cap, which I think is at 60 right now, and I'm at 34. So I've still got ways to go. But yeah, it is a very nice game. I like the concept of the very quick. Like casual dungeons, casual raids. It takes like 5 to 15 minutes or something. So it's something you can do in a lunch break, and just the excitement of finding items and just looking generally like a complete badass and these sort of things. So there's a lot of interesting stuff in here, and if you're a fan of these sort of things, it's definitely worth checking out. Anyway, that's probably it from the first looks so far, and we'll get back to Diablo Immortal when this thing gets out of the closed alpha and it's actually available to everybody, and I might do a full story playthrough with a new character. That's it for today. Thanks everybody, and I'll see you next time. Bye.